Okay, so it's been a solid 2 years since I've last worked on this project. Back in, I think the last thing I posted was June 2023, and it's been enough time that I want to get back into it. I need to do something other than my work because my work is just not interesting enough, I guess, or maybe I'm just not. I need to move forward. I need to get things moving forward again. So I am back to develop this once again. Uh, I have, of course, done some things in the past little while, but it's been what is this? Some CI stuff, adding an architecture, changing up some CI jobs, some install stuff I did back in March, even now. So this was months ago. So I have a couple of. I've learned, or I hoped I have learned a number of things to improve my development flow, my workflow in the past 2-ish years, and I wish to go ahead and implement those today as kind of like a getting back into the like how things work and to streamline things and prepare for whatever comes next. So first off, I need to make sure that this thing even builds after all this time. So let's go ahead and check it. -G for Ninja. We're going to make sure I can even build this. So I got Clang. I got a bunch of stuff. Okay. That is not too small of a window. Thank you. So let's do it in debug mode. Let's do editor mode. I'm not going to do anything else, I think. WSI support, XR support, everything else is there. I have all the dependencies. That's a solid enough start. Yeah, sure. There's, what is this? Warning, dependency graph. I probably need to update my submodules. They'll probably be all pretty old. But first off, let's make sure I can just build what I have, which I can't because, okay, let's change this down to one thread and get the first thing. Vulkan header version. Okay, so this is, okay. I have an external dependency on another library of mine, this one, Vulkan minilibs, which is a header version. It basically has like, it does like the Vulkan header, but it kind of does like serialization, stringifies and unstringifies different enums and bit value, bit flags, and all that stuff into like a human readable form, which also means like it's a bit more portable, I would imagine. Maybe, maybe not. But it was all done in headers. And so if I just scroll down here, yeah, you can see like, for like the VK pipeline cache flags, like this is, I could take anything in Vulkan and serialize it to some other format and then deserialize it. But this complaint specifically says that like the last version I have was at the 309 that I submodule updated this for, and I have a much higher version, which will be, I don't know what, 321. Okay, so for this, I need to go to external, Vulkan minilibs, and I'm going to git pull, git checkout main, and if I can type it right, and I'm going to pull check you out main git pull. Okay, grab the latest one. I'm not going to commit it yet because I have an idea. I want to see if I can reduce the number of submodule dependencies. I want to just have like the headers in locally so we don't depend on having to do git submodules. While I've always used submodules in a minimal capacity, I want to try to like minimize that even more. Make it like things as simple as possible for someone else to come in, clone, and build. And hopefully, like the submodule in the case of submodule dependencies, that the dependencies still exist where they are. It's probably going to be a fair bit of churn with whatever GitHub and Microsoft are doing. So I don't know if they'll be there forever. But if I can internalize, just have the header files and stuff locally, that'd be better. Regardless, let me go back to Ninja. Okay, let's go until we get something else. These are warnings, not errors. This is all about I'm GUI. Fair enough. That's probably something that would also need to be updated. Okay, so we built everything. Let's see if I don't have the old VS Code files. Let me see if I can grab one from another project, or maybe I have an old check out of this somewhere that I can grab it from. Okay, let's see. Can I do a, no, I don't have a build task. Let's do that. Create a tasks JSON file. We're going to start with others. It'll be just build. And it's just going to be ninja-c workspace folder /build. Just ninja-c that. So that's going to be the default task. Please, thank you very much. Can I not set it as default? There must be another. Okay. I want to set it to be group. I need to say the kind is, it's a build kind, and it should be like is default is going to become true. If I Control-Shift-B, now it builds. Okay, that's the default. Now I need to do, what was it, launch? I think, hold on. I could probably do it from here, right? Create a launch JSON file. Thank you. That, yes, that's great. Okay. Let's do one. Okay. Yeah, let's do one, which is going to be the main. I have this. So all the actual interesting stuff is in libs, right? This is all the libraries, and then the source was a like Bringup application, which I think I probably renamed to like Skunkworks later on. I don't know if it's still for Bringup. Okay, I'll probably want to change that up. Okay, yeah, that's definitely something I do want to change up. Is I'm going to want to take this out of here and externalize it and keep this like repository as just the engine. And then have like Skunkworks be an external thing. And then as things complete in Skunkworks, I just bring the completed library, developed libraries into the actual engine bit. But for now, again, first off, I need to actually do name. I'll just call it this for now. Okay, hold on. There must be an easier way to do this. Create a launch. Okay, yeah, this will be easier. Skunkworks. CPP debug with GDB. I'm going to launch the application. It's going to be this / I don't know where it would be. Build source. No, it's in the root. Okay, just build / go bring up. Do I have any arguments? I don't think so. Current working directory is going to be the root folder, the workspace folder. GDB, sure and sure, whatever. I'll leave that. Oh, there was something else I can do. I think it's pre-launch. Pre-launch task is build. Okay, so yeah, if I hit F5, it'll build and then try to run it, which it won't, because this faux engine, faux Bringup does not exist, which is correct because it's in the build subdirectory. Let's go. Okay, so this is, I believe, basically where I had left off way back when, which is good. And going back to the source. I believe I did have multi-window kind of going on, working in a weird way. Go to application and I go to like the windows. I think it was a very dumb way. I just like did two in the array and then started the application. And then there would be two windows starting in the same location, but they would indeed be independent of each other. Perfect. Okay, so, you know, it's... And nope, only the primary window allows it. And only the primary window had the IMGUI, so UI going. So that's that. At this point, what I want to do is I'm going to update. Okay, I don't think I need to have all of this. Again, this is a submodule. I could probably scrap this and just change it to a couple of local files. Okay, first off, let's go. Okay, I'm just going to go to CMake. Git log main. Can I do that? Okay, I probably have, I have a newer tag, 2508. Remove legacy sanitizer support. Remove old C++ standards. Okay, I could just go with main actually. I'll just go check out main. Okay, I'm going to update that. What else can I update? So I'm not going to do CLI 11. I will probably at least do IMGUI and IMGUI file dialogues. We'll see how those work. Memory allocator, this is probably also out of date, 2019, 5 years ago. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out the order of how to do these things. And I'm thinking, perhaps, rather what I should be doing, maybe I should move this project out first. Oh man, if I move it out, then I'm going to have IMGUI across two different things, and that's going to be awful. What I'm going to do first, actually, is I'm going to split out the IMGUI, the Skunkworks, the Bringup application out of this engine repository and put it into a separate thing. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to open up the directory above it. Yes, I do trust myself. Thank you. So I have these two. These are the two things, two repositories. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm actually not going to create a new folder. I'm going to create a new repository. So I'm going to call it, git or make directory. That. I'm going to cd into Skunkworks. I'm going to git branch change to main. Simple enough. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the example out, put it in here. I'm actually surprised I'm not seeing like, a lot of that stuff. Okay. I'm going to create a CMake lists that sits out here. I'm going to create a very basic project that sits out here. This, well, I mean, no, I'm not going to be doing that, but okay, CMake 23, we're going to do that. I'm going to say this is the project. It's not the engine, it's just everything. And it's going to have two subdirectories. One's the engine. One is going to be the Skunkworks, and then I can add other repositories and projects on the side. But okay, I got that. I'm going to have the README is going to have to update. I'm going to have a license moved over. I am not sure what this is about. We'll delete that for now. That is for the library. That's fine. Okay, let's just do. Okay, one thing that does move over is the source. The source just moves over straight up. The data is something that can be actually moved out of that. Okay, it's just nothing. It's just something that doesn't exist in any of that. So that's actually something I can do right now. Is cd go to engine. I want to get. If I go into engine, I have to bring up data sets. This is something. Okay, yeah. How do I RM freaking submodule? Get RM data that. It seems to have been removed from there. If I go to engine and then I say, yeah, okay, it seems, and some, okay, so this is a lot easier than I remember it being. Regardless, I'm going to commit, or actually not on main. I should change the branch. Git checkout -b 206, I guess. Hold on. That's not actually what I wanted to do at all. The only thing I have staged are these two. Yeah. Okay, so let's grab all this. These are all being deleted. That's fine. I'm not updating those right now. Okay, so one of the things, I need to move a bunch of things over, though. So pretty much everything from this point on, I think. The declarations down. Will be going away. Or actually, hold on, where's... Oh, no, it would be even higher, actually. So the Bringup library, the declarations, the engine library. So the external library stuff was there. So this is the point. This is the point. So we want to do this. Want to do this, but it's grab this. This is a new 2025. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. So that's out. I removed it from here. Save it. Save that. Let's do backup. Let's do -S from here. -B to build. And -G to Ninja. And let's see what breaks. Okay, this does not exist, which is true. But it also shouldn't exist. This is the engine one. This is the Skunkworks one that I'm interested in. So I'm looking for, oh, I have the install stuff, don't I? Yeah. The install stuff stays on the engine side. Okay, let's try that again. See how far we get. Okay, this is still not here. Why? Okay, maybe it's just like the, it's a bit of a cache thing kind of going on there. Let's do this again. Okay, we got through that point. So let's do debug build. We'll do editor mode. Everything else looks build tests. See if it builds or not. Okay, so it does currently build, which is good enough to start with. Next. Okay, how? So, okay, this is something I'm going to have to do in change. First off, is how I'm linking these things. This works because I have everything as part of the same project. But if I was to have another project, like if I was to import the engine, then I'm not going to be able to do this. I would want to do it like via this, where it'd be like namespace, library name. So I'm going to have to figure out. Okay. CMake. If I do CMake and I say -d CMake install prefix is going to equal install test from pwd, from the current working directory. Ninja. If I install something, so everything just installed to install test. So I got to include. Okay, yeah. So in this case, because okay, what I want to be able to do is, I should probably state this up front first. What I want to be able to do is be able to use Skunkworks, whether it's together with the engine, the actual original source code, or not. In order to do that, like I need to have the flexibility to, be able to do both. So right now, if I was to, let's say, go into Skunkworks right now, and I was to say, okay, if I go back and I install everything again to that location, and then I go to Skunkworks, and then I say CMake -s current directory build build, and I say, hey, you know what? Actually, no, hold on, I can do it without that. CMake -s in Skunkworks -b of Skunkworks build Skunkworks -g ninja, and then I say, okay, if I try that, it's not going to find everything. It's not going to find. Oh, right, it's not going to find all the other CMake stuff. So that's something to do first, actually. So new folder, CMake. Let's grab all of the interesting ones. So I'm not going to do AFL fuzzing on that. No, I don't need that. I don't need these standards. I want the code coverage. Do I need the compiler options? Nope. Dependency graph? Nope. Doxygen? No. Formatting, I'll take. Shaders, I'm not sure. Okay, formatting. Tools, sanitizer. Formatting. Code coverage. I'll copy these guys over and do that. Okay, great. Let's see if I can do. Okay, in the Skunkworks. Let's grab. Include. Okay, I need to add. Where was it? This. Do that, and then I'm going to add or include code coverage. I'm going to include formatting. Tools. I don't really know if I need tools. I'll add tools anyway. Well, have I used tools in a long time? Not really. Anything else? Compiler options. Okay, sanitizers is definitely one I will be using. I really do enjoy using that. And I did update it, yes. This is something I want to always have as well. It's always great to have. JLFW, not interested right now. Well, that's because it's been split. Okay, whatever. Okay, doing this again. I do have some stuff, so I'm going to do a debug build of whatever. Somehow. It can't find these files, which is true. Because again, now it's not part of the same project, basically. So if I do this, generate. Now it does seem to work. -c builds that. Yeah, it's not going to find anything. What I need to do in here is I need to add, we have basically like a find dependencies, find package. It's required. Try to do that. It's of course not going to have find time. But if I add it as -d CMake prefix path equals current directory / install test, I think. It found the FOE directory, the FOE directory, and seems to have found a number of, at least most of the things. So -c build Skunkworks. No, it didn't. It seemed to, hold on. Okay, try the public directory. And that's the only thing I managed to find. That's not great at all. That's actually pretty awful. If I check the compile commands, the only include directory it did add was that. Okay, right. Because Skunkworks is doing this, where it just looks for this as a file. It's not actually adding, like, if I add them like this, I've got to change that up, obviously. Graphics resource, physics, position, stuff like that. Yeah, okay, this is a bit annoying. Okay, okay, hold on. First off, let's just change all of these into something that just. No, I'm not going to change all those. I just need to do an awful lot of these. Okay, yeah, we are missing a lot of the things still. Why? So let's say links to FO simulation. Why is that not being found? Target not being found. If I share and I go down to simulation, CMake, I say, okay, I got the target and I'm looking for I got the debug version. So import prefix lib for simulation. So this should, it's right there. And why is it not finding it? Interestingly poor. Okay. Maybe I'm going. Am I? No, I'm not going to. Okay. What about here? What are we linking into? We are not linking into anything at this point. Let's check in here. No, it's just files. Here, it's just files. Here we are bringing in. Okay, I just need to do the conversions. It's going to be a bit painful, but gotta do what you gotta do. Render target. Nope. This is nope. This is good. Some more to do. Okay. Okay, so first off, I want to see if I can even just do it with the base. No, I can't. I can't even do it with the base project where I actually have everything together. Why? Big question is, in this huge mass, it cannot find a couple of items. I don't have aliased, I guess. So when it's part of the same project, I still want things to work. So if I say faux core, right? If I go here and I see faux core, add library, okay, I can work around this because if I say add library and I say faux core, or I've has an alias of faux core. The idea being, of course, if it's part of the same like unified project, Engine and Skunkworks are part of the same CMake lists or whatever together, then I can just do the alias instead of the actual raw file, raw target, and it should basically alias correctly. But if it's standalone and doing the imported target, I can also use this, and then I can just in Skunkworks I can just say like if if I have the if I don't have target faux core, like if I don't have that as a target, as a local target, then I'll just end if that's not a target that's actually part of the same project, then find the package from an external source. Otherwise, it'll skip this and it'll just use things that are part of the same local whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, if I was to do this with faux core now, and I do -J1, and I scroll all the way back up, now and I do it again with the items reversed, now it should no longer be complaining about faux core. It's not, it's ECS. So I need to go around, I need to add a whole bunch of aliases. Right, then what else? What other projects do I have in here? Yeah, so like, yeah, here in the install section, you can see like the target is exported under the name of just core under the faux namespace. So yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to like recreate with the alias up there. So I just got to go through and do them all, don't I? Pretty much. Crypto. We'll do that. Faux ECS. Do I have any libraries? Yes, I gotta do it for the sub libraries as well. So it's going to be this ECS YAML. I don't. Can I do nested namespaces? Oh, tell me CMake nested namespace. Okay, so supposedly I can do nested namespaces. Interesting. Okay, let me actually try that out later. I'm going to try that out later. I'm just going to get it to work first, and then I'm going to get fancy with it. So that's for ECS. I got to do graphics now. Okay, let's do the resource. Where is the declaration? Right there. We got the libraries, we got the binary. And then finally the YAML. Okay, graphics VK. And GUI. Graphics VK. I'm GUI. YAML. Okay, next is IMAX. This is up here instead of down in the install section. Just strange, but okay. It's not the thing I wanted to copy. Binary and YAML. Okay, we got IM GUI. does include both data and a Vulkan library here, which also has a set property in the wrong location. Let's move that down. Model. Again, the property in the wrong location. Go. That's not the thing I want. I want the alias. The library, the sub-library. Again, thing moved around to the wrong location, or in a location I don't expect it to be. Therefore, I don't like it. Therefore, I consider it to be wrong, and therefore needs to be moved. Okay, network. Which is the last thing I think I was working on. So there's probably a bunch of stuff I still need to do here. I just don't remember what exactly. Physics needs to be moved. Library. Can I actually hold on, can I do alias as part of the same thing? I like the same add library. Hold on, shared, and then I can just, no, this is the target name, right? Yeah, I can't do, okay. Alias. Can I use this name no, because I want the underscore. No, yeah. No. I was thinking for a moment, like maybe I could just do this as the only target, but no, I want to have the ability to actually change up the name as required. The name that actually shows up in the file system. And then I'll just have this as the imported namespace as the alias, which would make more sense. Okay, that was moved down. I've got a couple of libraries in this to change over. Got the binary. The binary import export. We'll do the I'm GUI reflection. Then we'll do the YAML. This is okay. Next is position. We have a couple libraries. Do I have? Oh, I did have. Did I not? No, I did do those. Okay. Here I go again. Here, position. I'm GUI. I'm GUI. And then finally, going down to YAML, import export. All three. Okay, next, the resource. Let's add the alias there. and do the sub library, of which there's only one actually. Okay, let's do simulation. And then I'm GUI. Simulation I'm GUI. And then WSI. Where is it? There it is. It's an alias, but still it will be an alias of an interface, but still it should be done like that. This is actually the WSI, the Windows subsystem interface, in this case, like to the GLFW front end framework or the windowing system, is the WSI is something I've been thinking of actually just trashing entirely and moving it just towards like the user side application where I'd have a bunch of examples, because dealing with like how the subsystem would like interact with different window types or like the gamepad, the input for like mouse and keyboard and stuff, that's something I really shouldn't be doing at such a low level. It's really, or at, that it's something that shouldn't really be abstracted too far away from the developer, the implementer, right? It should really be a lot closer to the application side, and probably should mostly be on the application side. Because right now, if I go back to this, it's probably like about a whole bunch of like GLFW stuff kind of like interspersed. Anyways, yeah, like the key commands, and then yeah, probably a number of locations. Oh, it's just this. Wait, no, hold on. I have window, right? No, there's nothing in here. I thought there was more in here. But still, like I'm like to do like a lot logic will be like on the application side for like well, like in this case, right? Key specific items as well as for like I'm pretty sure for I'm GUI I probably have some stuff to do with the window. Right. Oh, okay. Actually, yeah. Hold on. No, I have this weird thing in here, don't I? In I'm GUI, I don't bring in GLFW. Oh, I thought I did. Weird. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, if I exclude the build / directories, that's engine / external. Yes. Okay. Here's what I was looking for. I'm in the I'm GUI Vulkan section. There's a huge number of there's a number of I guess an interface saying like what GLFW keys correspond to what I'm GUI keys, that kind of thing. And that's something I want to kind of like avoid proliferating throughout. It's having like different little subsystems all have. Hold on. Yeah, no, just having it kind of like around. I don't know, man. I'm really thinking of just like putting it on the user side. But I really shouldn't be looking at that right now. I should be like actually doing what I was doing before, which was, hold on, I got libs here, right? Yeah. Which is doing aliases for all the libraries for WSI I'm GUI. And then the loader, which has a property in the wrong location as well. Simple enough. Okay, WSI, GLFW3. Did I do this one? I did not. I could do the alias afterwards. Alias. I mean, I still might be able to. I just don't really know if this is the most appropriate place to do a lot of this stuff. Like, I'm trying to think, like, I now have experience with like dealing with Qt, and Qt is quite a not great. Maybe. Whatever. I'm not done with my previous thing. I need to finish my previous thing. Okay, set property. This needs to move down to here. Alias that. Again, wrong or unexpected location. OpenXR aliased to XR, OpenXR. We have just the one library down to Vulkan. Okay. And finally, YAML. That aliases to faux YAML. So now let's go back to this and see if this is improved a little bit. Yes, it is. Now all the targets have been found under their new names, perhaps, except for these things, which I close others, renamed as part of this, correct? Or actually just, yeah, I did this. Target file. I think this will probably work. Don't know. So we'll see in a second. Okay. I didn't like it. Oh, I just didn't like one graphics resource YAML. I probably just missed it. YAML, this graphics, and it builds and it compiles. Okay, progress. And can it run? I thought oh no, I put it in here, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Let's cut this out and put it here instead. Wonderful. Launch, build that, yeah. And it's still that, yeah. Oh no, it's different. It's a subdirectory now. Is the data here? The data is here, and I need to move this file down. F5. Does it? Yes, it does. It does still work as so it's it's somewhat portable. Okay, great. So that was it, the with both the engine and the Skunkworks together. Now I need to install Ninja. -c build and install. I need to install this stuff here. And then I need to, can I just split this up? That'd be great. Skunkwork or prefix path that. Doesn't quite work yet. Okay. So what I want to do is get rid of the second CMake, and it'll just tell me straight up, hey, these are the things I cannot find. So, or actually, hold on. If I do CMake, it found the stuff here at this directory, which is here, install test, share, CMake faux. And then I presume the idea would have been that, hey, finding faux config. I guess the idea was supposed to be like, if you have this base one, then I would add all of these as sub files to pull in. Like if I go to the WSI config, or sorry, if I go to this one, it includes the current directory plus faux WSI CMake, which then pulls in the target. Okay, so the thing I'm exporting from here, okay, if I quit out of that and I just say, hey, okay, the thing that's at the end is model. Can I just, for each find components, package in it, this is for request a component, execute its config script. If it exists, else say, I can't find the, okay. But I also need to add, okay. If I say this find package, and I say component model, does it at least find that? No. Which is disappointing. I was expecting, hold on. If I go to the start of this, what does it say? Error evaluating generator expression, target file, no target graphics result. Okay. That's not great. Okay, so this thing isn't going to work. One. That's not great. Unless, okay, whatever. It's not going to work. Let's not do that quite right now. Let's just focus on this one problem, which is, these items are not being found. If I say, I said components, and then I say in this, hey, this didn't happen. Otherwise, it would have said somewhere like configuring done. It would have said something like requested required component not found, faux that. Is it just because like I did names? Okay. Yes. Found configuration file this. But it set faux found to false, so package faux is considered to not be found. Reason given by package, following imported are referenced but are missing faux core. Okay. If I just pull in core, Hold on. Interesting. Okay, and then, okay, this is interesting. Now we have so I could say, okay, I could say that these components are required, but I also probably want to have, because I've got a lot of components, I'm going to have a lot of components. I probably also want to have the ability to just say, hey, here's a list of all of them, pull in what you can find, and then like you could still like specify the specific components you must have required, which will then go through this list as well, probably. So if I have a list, if I set something in there, yeah, if I CMake for each, we'll have two. It'll have a loop variable in the items. Okay, so for each, oh yeah, it's right down there as well. Component, and I just say, hey, you know, ECS core, ECS IMX, something like that, and then I just do like end for each, because I want to see if like if I have the same thing twice, does that also cause problems? Couldn't find resource. Build Skunkworks. Let's see if I can do that again. No. Is it because, okay, do I have to have like resource here as well? Is that what's going on here? Do I not have resource in here? I have resource here. I have the debug config, which says, hey, this is the file, which it can't find. Okay, cool. Interesting. Like that. Okay, if I remove this and then I remove IMX, right? Then it's complaining about IMX. So if I add IMX here, it's not complaining about that. Now it's complaining about faux resource, which is strange. Because I don't remember it requiring it. IMX does require ECS and does require a resource. But I am including, is it, okay, hold on. Does it have to be like before? Is that it? Okay, that's it. Okay, oh man, I also have to make sure these things are in order. Really? Man, not cool. Not cool at all. So this is kind of painful. This is kind of painful. Dang. And I don't like the fact that it's also like this, where it's like, can I do multiple of them? Like debug and release and none or whatever? Okay, whatever. Graphics. Actually, I should be doing this. I don't want to deal with the ordering of these things right now. Not really. This is because I don't have a good way of figuring out like dynamically or what. When I create this file, I'm not going to have a full list of all these things, right? Like as part of Engine, when I install this file, what do? I configure the package config file, and that's it. And this is the input I take in, which is this. I'd have to put them all in, and I'd have to constantly update them, which I do not like the idea of. Unless I can, can I do something like that? Maybe. Okay, this is actually something I'm going to have to like take offline and figure out. Like, how does I imagine Qt do it? I think they have a whole bunch of components. So I'd have to try that. Maybe. Or okay, which one am I? The one I was doing was IMAX, right? Yes, IMAX and resource. So if I do resource, take that out again. So it's going to trip up on resource. Can I go into IMAX, into this one, and I have this file? Great, I include that. Can I find what's it? Find dependency, I think. What I'm looking for. Find dependency macro, and then can I find the ones before it? CMake find dependency on installed target. And what was it? Not find package. Find include. There we go. Include this. Find dependency. And be like faux components resource. Like I'd have to do this like for all of them, right? And then ECS. But okay, just do it for the one. So first off, install the new one. Great. Of course, it would fail for some reason. Why? Right. Yeah. Okay. Great. Because that's in a little bit of a broken state right now. Skip that for the moment. Just install, please. Great. Try it again. It's going to fail because I no longer have IMAX. Okay, what? Right. Okay, IMEX now was found. It didn't complain about resource. Then if I remove this and then try it again, now it complains about resource. Okay, so I can still localize a lot of this trouble to within these guys. Which would be good. That would be good. Okay, so everything can properly. Okay, the dependency tree is not my problem still. Okay, I can live with that probably. So now I need to go through all of these things and do that. All right. Okay. With any, as well as like if there's any public libraries like that, I need to add that as a dependency, right? Oh no, I already do. It's required. Maybe it's required. I'm not sure. Whatever. I'm not going to try it. Okay. Close all. Close all. Let's get this crypto. The sodium is not a public. Okay, I'd only have to do it for public, right? Not private items. So crypto, clean. ECS, what do you need? You need core. What was it? The CMake include. So I need, it's lowercase, isn't it? Yeah. Components. I need, what was it? Core, right? That's how this would work. And then, oh no, I'd have to do this first as well here. So components, ECS, and I need the YAML component as well for this. Yeah. Both of them. So I need Vulkan and I need to set them as required as well. Required. Crypto is good standalone. ECS required. Components core. Graphics. Hold on, did I do that for YAML? Hold on, this is incorrect. YAML, right? If I go to graphics library YAML, this one should be, yeah. Almost caught me. Okay, ECS, libs YAML, graphics. Back down to basics. Graphics. This is going to bring in faux and is going to be required components. It's probably just going to be core. Yeah. But it's also going to require. Does this. Okay, this is pulling in Vulkan for some reason. I'm not sure why. It shouldn't require Vulkan at this point. Let me. Because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that at this point, it doesn't, because it is, that's what the graphics VK is for, or is supposed to be. Yeah. So we've got the config, required components is core, this is that, that's great. Then we move on to the I'm GUI side. Is there anything for the ECS? No, okay. I am GUI. We got that. That goes here, and then this side becomes this. Then we add required components, which is what we are going. This uses it pulls in graphics and I am GUI. That's it. And for the YAML side, this text is graphics and YAML, and this is just going to be a whole bunch of this over and over and over again. Graphics resource. So this pulls in free image, which I need to actually get rid of because that's CVE'd pretty badly right nowadays. Really, just that? Oh no, here we go. Target link libraries. Whew. We got core, we got ECS, we got graphics, we've got graphics VK, we've got model asset import, and we've got simulation. It's pretty nasty. And this is in alphabetical order, I think. So, okay. We've got to do these guys. 1 and 2. So we need what? ECS, graphics, resource, and IMX binary. Graphics VK, I'm GUI. I'm GUI. Resource, I'm GUI. And simulation, I'm GUI. Quite a bit of things here. Could definitely be pared down, I am sure. ECS YAML, graphics resource, underscore resource, graphics VK YAML, IMX YAML. This doesn't actually pull in Vulkan, which I thought it would have. This is graphics. Okay. Interesting. And that's, oh, Vulkan's being pulled in by one of these other guys, most likely. All right. Fine. Whatever. So this pulls in graphics. I'm GUI. graphics VK, and I'm GUI. Next. Let's see, we got ECS, we got graphics, YAML. Graphics VK and YAML, and then some other items I'm not bothering about right now. YAML, graphics VK. This should have been an underscore. ECS, okay. That's for the graphics VK. Now to IMEX, import export. This was already done. This is the first one, but this also requires ECS apparently. ECS and resource. Go to the library, sub-library. Add the dependencies of import export and simulation. Next for the YAML. ECS YAML and simulation. Now I'm GUI. We're just pulling in the Windows subsystem interface for this. Directly, anyways. For the GLFW key values, which again, probably going to look towards removing that. But for the moment, it's still in, so got to deal with it. Go with graphics VK. I'm GUI, and GLFW is GLFW3. Oh, sorry. So that's not what I require here. Well, not as if I don't find this as a dependency of faux. This is a dependency of GLFW3, and this is required. Okay. I kind of have to go through and actually figure out these, or refine their dependencies, obviously, and the dependency tree and everything. So this just pulls in core. Yeah. We do this, go back down here, add this to here. So this is pulling in just model, and it would bring in the import asset libraries, or the asset import libraries. But I don't have find package on Unix systems. It's still package config. Not sure how to bring that in. Or if I even need to. I don't think I would need to. It'd be private, right? No, it's public here. I have no idea what I'm doing then. Okay, down to network. Let's do a network. Network and config down here. So we got required I thought I was on network. Thank you. Close the others. Close the others. Let's go. Well, all I need is core. And I'm pretty sure this can actually just be private. I don't need, like, sublibraries don't need to know to pull that in. I don't think. Because by pulling in this library would pull in that anyways. The only thing that needs to be public is if I'm sharing the headers, or I need to pull in the headers. I'm pretty sure. Regardless, network. Pulls in core, save that. Next, physics. There's no library, right? Yeah, no. Physics. Pulls in core, it pulls in ECS, it pulls in the import export, and pulls in position and bullet. We got the sub library for binaries, binary import export. Which pulls in ECS, pulls in physics, pulls in import export, binary. There we go. YAML. Sorry, IM GUI. IM GUI, physics, resource, IM GUI, simulation, IM GUI. Okay. ECS YAML, physics YAML, IMX YAML. It's not quite the normal order, is it? No, that's not right. I usually do it alphabetically. Collapse these, moving on to position. Position pulls in core, pulls in IMX, it pulls in simulation. Sublibraries I need to do. Got ECS, we got position, we got IMX binary. Pull in IM GUI, we pull in position, and we pull in simulation IM GUI. IMX YAML, and position. Okay, next, resource. Core and ECS, that's it. This pulls in IM GUI and resource. Simulation. Pulls in core, ECS, graphics, import export, and resource. The IMGUI sublibrary of that pulls in IMGUI and simulation. And that's it. WSI pulls in core and Vulkan. And that's it. Vulkan required. Okay, Vulkan does have capitalization. So, okay. If I go back to graphics VK, I do want to add this here. Then I do want to add this as a dependency. I do want to add it as a library, which we pull in Vulkan, like that, directly. Okay. Where was I? WSI config. GLFW, WSI. Do this. Oh, I already have this one. But find dependency for that required components core. Or do I even actually need anything out of here? No, I must require like WSI at least, right? Yeah, WSI. Of course. And then WSI, of course, would pull in core. And it pulls in Vulkan. Weird. Libs, IMGUI. Oh, I missed these guys. Let's pull in these. This is going to pull in at least. It just pulls in IMGUI. Really? Hold on. Like, really? Like, it should definitely be pulling in WSI as well, right? What am I doing here? I don't actually require. Oh, it's the loader. Right. Different name. Or that. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, this would be terrible for trying to export for other people to use. Yeah, okay, so WSI needs to change. WSI absolutely does need to change. Just to make it actually usable outside of this repository, basically. Yikes. Okay, whatever. I mean, okay, for the moment, I need to focus on finishing up this. I'm almost done. And then I can move on to the next thing. So, bring in the XR. There we are. This pulls in core. This is just a basic library. Doesn't do anything. Looks like just core. Okay, great. And no extra libraries. So then we move on to this, the OpenXR version. This does, okay, already pull in GLM, which is required. And OpenXR, which is required. And then components, pulls in just XR. Okay. with just the one library over here, going to be pulling in XR, OpenXR, and graphics VK. Again, not doing alphabetical. That's my bad. And then finally, YAML. Got that. And then we got this. Okay, this GLM is required. And this is required. Required components of nothing from faux whatsoever, actually. So that's fine. Okay, reinstall. Doesn't actually install. Why? Something's gone wrong. Something unknown CMake command in this is find. Sorry, this is not find dependency. This is find package. We do that. Install the new ones. Let's see how this works. Okay, this is not good. Right. As part of this, I would actually have to pull in list all of the components I would actually be using directly. That's terrible. Okay. So what am I using directly? Let me do this. Well, these are the ones I'm pulling in like that. I'm just looking for... What am I doing here? Why are they split? These are plugins which are linked because Bringup library is using the header content directly. Okay. I guess. Sure. So I need... core, I need ECS, I need import export, I need these, this, and this. This is a lot better. Links to WSI underscore blank. Cool. XR. Change. Okay. Then all these. And all, okay. It's a lot of... Man, I have made this a little difficult, even for myself, to kind of parse through all these things. Okay. Bringup lib is trying to pull in I'm GUI, YAML, IMX binary. YAML IMX binary. I'm GUI. ECS YAML. I'm not really. Okay, hold on. IMX YAML. I'm GUI VK. There's a lot of things. Okay, and then we're down to WSI loader. Okay, so libs WSI. This thing is called for WSI, but I'm actually looking for the WSI loader. WSI loader. So let's just work on CMake this txt or something like that. No, actually, just WSI loader. Go. Lowercase. Whole word. So we got this here. Okay, great. I have this. This is supposed to pull in, okay. WSI. Whoops, loader, please. There we are. So do that. Install, update, check it again. Okay. Following imported targets are referenced but are missing WSI loader. Is this just not? Let's see if it's actually installed. Install test. Lib. WSI loader is installed. Check the share. WSI loader is right there. Loader-config, it's there. Requires that component. Debug is right there. Loader. Okay. Is it a case of me not adding it to this? It most like, ooh, right. Install that. Okay. A bit closer. This file is interesting. Because I'm in a different directory. Right. That's not so cool. Not particularly cool. It's line what? 126. Puts me here. Okay, this is referencing, what are we looking for? Really? This is supposed to be a whole target thing. Where is this? Compile definitions. Ooh, interesting. This is, okay, this is something where I was trying to be smart and I played myself into a corner. Must have been. I was trying to do the WSI stuff. So loader in here has this, which is to a direct file. And then where is this used? In the application? Because it's inherited. Right. Right. And what else do we have? 114. Where I'm linking into WSI underscore nothing. Oh, okay, yeah, so bringing this one step closer towards actually being usable for other developers is revealing a number of issues with how I did this, and I'm going to have to deal with them sooner or later. But that sooner or later is not going to be right now. That'll be like tomorrow. I'll come back tomorrow and I'm just going to focus on the WSI stuff since I've got I need to do the WSI stuff to be able to finish the CMake export import stuff and the splitting of Skunkworks out. So yeah, so until tomorrow, until next time, cheers.